You guys, we have got to talk about Tana Mongeau because she is calling out someone that used to work for her, saying all these things that this person tried to do to sabotage her brand safe era. We are going to get into everything. Over the years, we've seen Tana's whole career play out, from the days where she was doing story times to the Jake Paul era to the canceled era to now the brand safe era. We've seen her work extremely closely with her former manager Jordan and the fallout that happened there, to her working with a new team to the team that she currently has now. And recently, she opened up on her podcast about how she's so happy to be working with a female team and that someone she briefly worked with would always be taking credit for wins that weren't his. And she said she ended up not working with this person for very long, but people did wonder who she was talking about.
That behind 70% of talented female celebrities is a team of men, because it is such a male-dominated industry. And it's so crazy in my life. This really will be a whole episode, but just about the difference in my life of having a female manager versus a male manager and a male team. And someone that I used to work with, and not someone that I worked with too closely. However, I did used to work with them. I had stopped working with them because they were just a typical man in the industry. They were taking credit for all of the women's work in our life and in our team. And I would watch that time and time again. And I think that's a huge pet peeve of mine. People who take credit for other people's work so that they can get the flowers and the roses. It gives me the ick so hard, especially when it's a man taking credit for a woman's work, you know?
Now, we know that she worked extremely closely with Jordan to the point that he was honestly acting like a dad at some points in her career, so she couldn't have been talking about him because she said that she didn't work that closely with this guy. Others wondered if it was David Weintraub, who she signed with after she was working with Jordan. There were articles put out about the fact that she was signing to work with him and him be her new manager, but she spent a lot of time with David, so I'm not sure if it was him either. It was probably a manager or agent that she had that she didn't directly talk to and had a point person that she actually communicated with. And whenever she had a win, the head guy would be like, oh my God, I did that. Or, oh my gosh, like, look at all the hard work we've done, when it wasn't actually him that was doing the work. Probably a situation like that. But she basically said that she ended up ghosting this person, and for reasons that she said was because she tried to communicate with this person and they just weren't getting it. And so she ghosted him.
But when someone sucks at communicating, I will go ghost on someone. Even if I've spent a lot of time with them, if I've tried to communicate to you time and time again why you suck, or the things that you are doing wrong to me, or the things that I would love to work on. And sometimes I regret it. And sometimes I do think that people deserve a proper goodbye. But at the same time, people also deserve proper communication. People deserve to be heard. It is just something that I do. And it's something that I try to work on sometimes in certain situations. But sometimes I'm just like, you don't deserve this from me. Like, if I go and I tell you why I want to walk away in a calm, respectable manner, you're just going to meet me with erratic gaslighting. And that isn't fair to me. So I'm gonna fucking yeet that. I'm going to avoid it. That's what I did with this man.
She said that this person is so bitter over not working with Tana that they tried to sabotage her brand safe era by going around and spreading lies about her to other agents.
As you guys know now, I have shut down my OF, okay? As of right now, it is today, in today's date, it is shut down. But right before, probably a month before I was launching Brand Safe, it hadn't been shut down yet. It was just still running, and the girls that were on my team over there were just kind of repurposing the content that I had already shot for it. And it was still up and running, and I knew I'd wanted to shut it down, right? So I start telling people in the industry that I'm shutting it down. This word ends up getting back to this man who I let go in my life, okay? I take accountability for this, and I do think it's kind of a negative point of mine. Bird had been getting around in the industry that I was wanting to quit my OF, and this man that I worked with, this absolute lizard of a human being, goes around and starts telling all of these agents and other people, he tells Trisha's agent this, he tells so many other women and people in the industry that I had been secretly doing porn on my OF, which I had never done. And there's nothing wrong with doing that. But even just a man trying to spread that narrative about me, almost as though it's a negative thing. Yeah, and she was doing hardcore porn on her OF, is so dirty and disgusting. And he was trying to tell everyone that I was doing it and I was making no money doing it. So that's why I was quitting OF. Mind you, I just never did it. It's just factually not true. And then he's going around and doubling down and just saying her and Brittany are making no money. Her business is in the gutter. Mind you, the brand safe era has changed my life financially. And I'm just you're so bitter and butthurt that I no longer want to work with you, that you're gonna go tell everyone in the industry that I'm like getting my back blown out for free.
Truly so crazy. Like, it's not even like he's going around saying, oh, she's unprofessional or something with the way that they ended their working relationship. No, he's going around saying things about her that would sabotage her quote unquote brand safe era. Like, that man is bitter and proves why she shouldn't be working with him right there. But speaking of Tana's brand safe era, she's been trying to be better with everything from posting when she says she's going to post on her vlog channel to not being late to work opportunities, because we have all heard and seen over the years how Tana has been called out for not showing up on time, not showing up at all, things like that. But when she did her recent show in Vegas with Trisha, it kind of seemed like maybe for a second she was going back to past Tana for a second, because she had everybody worried over not showing up. Apparently, her wisdom tooth was coming in, it was impacted. She had a lot going on. She was seen in the glam chair talking about the fact that she was in a lot of pain. She had a fever.
In my brain, I'm like, my tooth, I have a fever, it's infected.
Me watching your TikTok. This is when you know you're done talking. You're not even watching TikToks. You're just staring at the wall. No, literally. I'm in so much pain.
And this was recorded like while nobody could get a hold of her, which is really interesting. Like, she literally went missing in Vegas. Like, nobody could reach her, nothing. They didn't think that she was coming to the show, but she did end up showing up.
Tana was going through it that day, so I was a little worried because we get off we get to the hotel, and the first thing we find out, do you know where Tana is? We're like, what?
My tour manager, I'm getting texts from people. I saw Devin in the hallway, and he was like in that same hallway where everything was happening, and he's like, Tana's tooth ruptured, and I was like, oh my god. I was like, what?
I didn't know teeth can rupture.
I didn't know what that meant either, so then I text her. I didn't want to I was like, oh my god. I'm like, okay, so I'm really spitting at this point. And she came to sound check.
That's the guy, because we weren't even expecting her at all. I found Paige and Molly outside, and I was like, maybe we should go to sound check. As my Paige, especially if Tana's not there, like maybe you can pass along any info or something. And they were like, yeah, okay, like let's go check the sound. I was like, period. Okay. Then we went up to your room to all go down together.
Yeah.
And even the whole time, Paige hadn't really heard from Tana either, so we were all like assuming she wasn't going to be there, because that's kind of what we were told. And then we opened the door, and who do we see but Tana Mongeau and Holly Madison? And I was like, work professional.
Okay, I didn't know either, because she hadn't responded to me, and I was just like, oh my gosh.
Paige didn't think she was going to go.
She made it, and she was like in full glam. She looked like beautiful. She was like stunning.
Old Tana definitely would not have made it on the stage, that's for sure, but she did somehow make it through, and she's had a miserable time after getting her wisdom tooth out. But on the upside, she made the Forbes top creators list. She did seem to think that it was 30 under 30 for a second there, but either way, a big deal. She wrote on Instagram and said, 30 under 30, this is so surreal, genuinely. I feel like I was always saying something about this, and then it happens to you. It just feels so surreal. I'm still healing and dying over here, but this made me sob today. Someone please tell little Tana. Some were confused because in the past, Tana had dissed the 30 under 30 list, saying that this is something that people have paid for, this is a pay for play situation, and she was really like dissing those that were on the list, feeling like they just kind of like paid for their spot.
You can buy a spot on the Forbes 30 under 30 list.
Well, I mean, that shows you belong there, to be honest. What I particularly like about Forbes 30 under 30 is that there's 200 people on it.
Well, and
isn't it supposed to, there's supposed to be 30 people under 30.
And don't get me wrong, congratulations to everyone on it, even though half of them
I want to buy it so bad, please. Like,
I've gotten the offer to like buy into shit like that. Like if we wanted to, we
you're
could.
so dumb. I'd be all over that shit, and then I would do the classic like, oh my god, I'm so shocked.
That's my timeline right now. Everyone's so shocked.
I love it. People are like, what the fuck?
And haven't you noticed that half of the people on it all have the same agent?
And I think because Tana spoke about this, a lot of people go into thinking about Forbes 30 under 30 in this way, when really it doesn't have anything to do with money. I'll tell you guys from personal experience, the Forbes 30 under 30 list has to do with pure connection, and if the person that is picking people actually likes you or your team. Okay, that's really what it comes down with, because anybody can apply to be on the Forbes 30 under 30 list. It's on their website. You could just fill it all out, or you could have somebody nominate you on your behalf, and there are judges for each of the categories for the Forbes list. And I think a lot of reasons why people think like, oh, you pay to be on the list is because you can hire a PR team and like kind of like increase your chances of getting on the list, but it's still not guaranteed that you're gonna be on the list. Like the person at Forbes that is in charge of selecting who is going where has to F with you. So if that means that, you know, Alex Cooper, for instance, she was on the list one year of like the judges that were going to be selecting people to be on the list. If Alex Cooper's agent or manager has a couple other clients, I'm sure that those other clients made the list that year because it's all about connection. It's not all about money. It's really like this whole game. And Tana said that she's been approached and asked if she wanted to pay to be on the list. I don't know who was doing that for her. Maybe they were like, if you pay me $10,000, I'll put in a good word for you and make sure you get on that list. And that's definitely not allowed, but who knows what kind of shady stuff is going around behind the scenes in Hollywood. But at the end of the day, it really is about connection. But a lot of these people just hire like really connected PR teams that can get them on this list. And it does seem like Tana did hire PR at the end of last year that helped her in her brand safe era. Like she was in Elite Daily. She was in The Hollywood Reporter when she was fully making her announcement that she was coming out with her podcast. And they're probably connected with Forbes. And because Tana is making a lot of money on the internet, she is a top creator, she was finally able to get recognized. So maybe like she was trying to get on the list like on her own before and it just like wasn't working out. So that's why she was like saying all these things, like trying to diss the list, but now she's on the list and she's like happy about it. But I know a lot of people were confused about the whole money thing, but no, I don't think that she just like coughed up a bunch of money. I think like she finally had the right team of people that were connected to Forbes to be like, hey, like she needs to be on this list because she's making this much money and like this is her accomplishments and like XYZ. And they were like, okay, yes, she deserves to be on this list. But that is what is going on with Tana, from her exposing someone that she used to work with, trying to sabotage her, what happened in Vegas, to her being named in Forbes. I certainly want to know what you guys think about all this. Let me know your thoughts in the comments. I love you guys so much, and I will talk to you in the next video. Bye, guys.